What's up guys, I was making the Navia build video, but yeah, I'm not gonna lie, getting her stuff for her talents, taking about 5 years. I've not played Fontaine, so I don't know how to get this like xenochromatic stuff. It takes like so long. I could buy this like at a shop, but that's not the point of this video. We are making probably my second most viewed video of all time, the Genshin Impact tier list. We love a cheeky tier list. Tier list videos, they always bang. It's always a great time to do a tier list video. So we've not done one in a while, so I thought let's do one. It's going to be based on how good a character actually is, because there's about 506 characters. I think the last one I did was pre-Sumeru, so it's quite a lot been added since then. So we're going to be like making a video updating my previous tier list, and things are going to change. Now, Navia, please stop talking. But so the way we're going to be doing this is I'm going to be rating them at like 5-star characters at C0 and 4 stars probably at C6, roughly. But I'm going to put a cheeky warning. This is my opinion, and you probably are going to disagree, and you probably will get annoyed about my opinion. So, if you want to comment about it, feel free to, but it's my opinion, so don't go mass disliking the video instantly. And also, if you guys enjoy this kind of stuff and you want me to do more, feel free to sub down below, because we're still on like negative 400 subs for the year, so we might as well get the number up a little bit. So let's get into it. So I have this list here, so I've ranked it S to D. Now, there have been quite a lot of characters added since then, so much so that not all of it is actually on the screen at once. So I'm just gonna have to keep it up here, and we're just gonna have to go off of it. And it seems to be in order of characters being released. So yeah, honestly, we'll start with Mondstadt, and then we'll work our way down to the new Fontaine stuff. To be completely honest, quite a lot of the newer characters I don't know all too well, so towards that end it might get a little bit hazy, but let's be honest, nobody watches to the end of these videos anyways. To be fair, it's kind of like designed like a podcast, so you can probably put this in the background of whatever you're doing. It's kind of chill. So we're going to start off with the Travellers. To be honest, after the release of Dendro Traveller, depends where we're going to rank it, because I mean Dendro Traveller I think is at least starting off a solid B tier. I think, honestly, Dendro Support Traveller is a very, very solid option to have, at least, in your team. In fact, I'd even put it maybe A, but for now, I don't know where I'm going to put all of this, so I'm going to start with a B. I'm going to put it as a baseline, B for baseline. Jean, she's not as good as she used to be honest. She used to be quite high up because we didn't have many healers or anything, but nowadays we have quite a lot of healers, quite a lot of characters that do things. Gina, I think, is quite outdated for now, so I'm going to put her maybe A, low A, I think, for now. And Lisa can go in C, because to this day, Lisa is still not very, very good. She's alright, actually, but I think there's a lot better out there. And Amber, S+ in my heart, to be honest. Amber mains out there, you guys deserve the best, of all of you, but yeah, I'm sorry, Amber main, she's not that good. But I can respect S+, but realistically, I would put her in the D for now. She's just not very good. Like I say, her damage output is awful. You can use her as like a pyro support kind of thing going on, but D. And Noelle, solid Geo character, maybe high C or low B, especially at C6. Her damage output, still pretty good. I've seen some wacky Noelle mains out there. Solid B, and Barbara can be a high C. She's that starter healer that we all mained. Let's be honest here, if you were not a Barbara main at some point, don't know what you were doing. But Barbara can be a C, and Sucrose, C6 Sucrose can be an A. I don't rate Sucrose that highly compared to other Animo supports, but apart from that, I mean Sucrose, she's alright actually. And Fischl, I'm debating S or S+, to be honest with her at C6. C6 Fischl is very, very good. But I think I'm not going to reserve the S+ for the absolute god units. So for now I'm going to put a really high S. I might move her up to S+ because of how good she actually could possibly be. And then Mona, ooh, Mona, good for damage per screenshot. Very, very good for damage per screenshot. Very, very good support to have on your team. I think S for now. I don't know. Not quite sure why I want to put Mona for the minute, so I'm going to put her at S for the minute, and I might move her up later on. I'm not sure. And then Kaya, I'm not a fan of Kaya at all. I've realised that I've gone through the first like 10 characters and it makes me sound like I'm not a fan of anything. Trust me, I am a fan of things. Just these ones that 4 stars. Not many of them do it for me. So I'm going to put Kaya, maybe high C, maybe even B. His supportive capabilities are actually alright, so maybe B. And then D-Luke, my god, D-Luke. He used to be the best DPS in the game, and now I think he's not. He's not. He really isn't. Oh my god, D-Luke. He has fell off a little bit, so a bit of an A. And then Razor can go in C, I think. Again, very, very solid DPS. He's still quite usable, but I mean, to be fair, it goes for a lot of all the characters on this are still usable, you know. But Razor is a physical DPS. It's not quite early Genshin anymore. And then Bennett S+. To be honest, Bennett. I mean, I know I said we're going to be doing it at C6. And I know some people will say, "Ooh, but if you get the Bennett C6, he's ruined." Nah. Bennett, very, very god tier support. I think easy S+. And then Ningguang, low A. Her damage output as a Geo character is still fairly good to this day, and I think that is fairly solid, and that's still pretty good. So I'm quite a big fan of Ningguang. Maybe like mid A, maybe it could be a bit higher. There's a lot of DPSs now though, so that's why like I'm moving a lot of my old like higher rated DPSs down the peg a little bit, because there is so much in the DPS department now that, you know, literally a lot of things are very similar to each other. And then Beidou, oh, good. She's a good electro support up there. We have the Beigwang stuff going on in the A tier. If you know, you know. She's a very, very solid support. Could even go a bit higher, to be fair. But for now, we're going to put her in A, because I don't want to put too many characters high. I will be readjusting this. Keqing, she's a bit wank, to be honest. There is no way to put it. She used to be really, really good. Maybe with Dendro. Maybe with a bit of Dendro, she could be really good. I think a solid next to D-Luke. I think she's a bit better than D-Luke. But with the right investment. But for now, high A. Could be a low S. Zhangling, to be honest with you, I not built my Zhangling, but I know for a fact that, I know I said this is my opinion, but I will be crucified if I don't put her in S+, so for that, Zhangling havers, you can have her in S+, because I'm going to get crucified in the comments if I do not put her in S+, because of how messa she is. Chongyun, love the man, high C. He's just, again, he doesn't quite do it for me, but he can go there. And then Xingqiu, high S. I know, like, you're like, okay, but like Zhangling and Xingqiu were part of like this national team that was the meta for a little bit, but Xingqiu, I think, is still, I say, you're low S+. But if I put Xingqiu low S+, Official can go low S+, and I feel like that is just going to be the way it's going to be. You know, either they're a high S or a low S+. And I think these three could be a very, very low S+. These are like still some of the best supports you can have on your account, and therefore it rates quite highly. Chi-Chi, she's not very good. I do not want to see her in my pools ever again. You know, for that, D. But in reality, probably a mid B. She's that awful. And then Venti, first actual S on the list. Venti, very, very solid support. Not the upper, like, not the best support in the game, but he's still very, very solid. So for that, he can have an S, you know, for strength. And then Klee, I feel like low S for Klee, right? So there's a lot you need to do to get damage out of her. You need to be like animation cancelling and all of this kind of stuff, which makes her do a lot of damage. But you know, for the effort needed to get to do a lot of damage, she can go in A. Not everyone wants to animation cancel with Klee, so. But I can recognise the damage that she does. And then Child, good support. I'd say S, not good support, no, good damage dealer. I'll put him in S. He's not as good as he used to be, but I feel like he still is a very, very solid, and I quite like him, so he can go in S. Diona can be maybe like a mid-A on the support. She healed, she shields. She has always been kind of solid as a support character, so very, very solid A for her. Zhongli, I think, honestly, Zhongli's shields are still some of the best you can get in the game. I think that's an S+ right there, because I think his shielding capabilities are still just as good, to be honest. Yeah, if you're poor, you stack Black Tassel, and he can just shield quite a bit of damage. And even to this day, his shields have saved me, probably quite a lot of you guys, quite a bit. So yeah, you can have an S+. Xinyan, oof, D. I think she is abysmal. She has the highest base attack of every 4-star in the game, but all of her stuff goes off of defense and other stuff. So I feel like she is abysmal. Even at C6, I still do not like her. Xinyan mains, again, respectfully, you guys are S+ if I was putting it on like a fan tier list, but damage-wise, it is stinky. It is D. Albedo, solid. He's a good like Geo support damage sub DPS hybrid. Can be a solid A. Ganyu, right, the heart is saying S+. My heart will always say S+ for her, but I'm going to put high S. She's not quite as good as damage dealing compared to everyone else now, because now there's better damage dealers out there, but she's still really, really good. So high S, maybe even a low S+ later on. And then Zhao, he kind of fell off a little bit, you know, he did fall off. I feel like Child's a bit better than Zhao, so Zhao, mid S. They'll beat some other characters out to pad it out later. Mid S for Zhao, he's not as good as he used to be. And then Hu Tao, I think has to be a low S+. She does a lot of damage, even to this day, and I know you're saying, oh, but you put Klee down for animation cancelling, but at least for Hu Tao, you don't need to animation cancel every attack to do big damage, and she does quite a big damage nuke as well with her burst, so low S+, I think up there with Ganyu, you know. And then Rosaria, B, mid B, very, very good support. I think she can buff physical damage as well, so she's alright. She's just I got nothing else for her. She's just alright, you know. And then Yanfei, again, another damage dealer who's just alright, you know, so B. Eula, I'm gonna put her. Her nukes are some of like the biggest you can get in the game, and I understand that, but she is also a physical damage dealer. She's in the big three in the middle here, I think. She's good. She's just good. Could be better, but she's very, very good with the right supports. And Kazuha, again, high S+. To this day, he is probably still one of the best supports you can get in Genshin. One of the best supports you can pull for with his like Animo Shred plus the elemental damage increase. Overall, great support to have. Probably one of the best in the game. S+. Ayaka, better than Hu Tao, for sure, you know. I'm going to put in the middle of these supports here. Again, one of the best damage dealers, I feel like, in the game still. Still very, very solid. I'd suggest you put on her banner. She's probably one of the better must-pull units you can go for in the game. Very, very good character. You know, very, very strong. And Yoimiya, low S, maybe high A. You need some, like resistance interruption with her, or a shield, because you need to be doing her full combo to maximize her damage, and because of that, low S, but her damage is still fairly solid. It's still pretty big, still very, very good, you know, still a very, very usable character. And then Sayu, again, I don't like the rolling that much in terms of like a gameplay sense, so maybe like a lower on the A, but she's a good healer. She heals for quite a bit. I've had people in co-op do quite a bit of healing with her, so yeah, she's solid. She's solid. Raiden Shogun, probably one of those. She is just one of those S+ like tier supports. She is brilliant at what she does. She can heal. Well, not yeah, she can heal. No, I mean like the elemental mastery and stuff that she can do with her. You can do an EM build. I am waffling a bit here with that, but you can do an EM build. But I'm maybe what about is the energy recharge. There we go. That's the word I was on about. The energy recharge you get from her, and then you can just put a 4-piece like energy recharge set on her, and then you just put a catch on her. She very, very easy to build. Very, very big damage you can get out of her. Boy, like I know people say, "Oh, you need the constellations." You do not need the constellations. I think she's probably one of those S+ tier supports you can definitely get. And then Kujo Sara, suck my dick. I hate you. You can go. Okay, that is a bit harsh to be fair, but you can go and be. She is the most clunkiest like playstyle I've ever used. I know that she can buff like Raiden's like damage quite a lot, but just for the playstyle alone and the fact that she is just in fact a worse Bennett, gets a B tier for me. Enough said. Kokomi, solid. Like, to be fair, she's a bit better now. When she first came out, she was quite awful. People slandered her quite a bit because she couldn't crit and all that. But I think she is one of the better healers. She also works quite well with a freeze team with like Ayaka or Ganyu or something. So, she can get a mid-S. She's very, very solid. Aloy, D. Down there with Amber. She is abysmal. Enough said. And then Toma. I've never seen anyone use Toma, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. If there's any Toma users in the comments, let me know. I have never seen anyone use this man. So, I mean, I guess he's alright. He's just alright, to be fair. There's just infinitely any other better decision out there. And then Ito, go there with Yoimiya. Again, like, we're getting to this period of Genshin where, like, there's like 506 different main damage dealers, and they're all just as good as each other, to be honest. Ito does need quite a bit of investment, though. You do need, like, a Guro. You do need, maybe, some other, like, supports to get Ito, like, up there. But apart from that, I mean, he's just a solid damage dealer if you can get him that far. So I'd say I'd put him with the 4 other DPSs on this tier. And then Guro, love the puppy boy. He can be... I mean, he's a bit niche though, that's the thing. But for what he does, definitely a low to mid A tier. He's very, very good at just enhancing those Geo units. But sadly, there's only about 5 Geo units he works with. So apart from that, you know, he's not a must-use for every Geo character. Well, not obviously, but like, you know, but like Navia doesn't really need him. Neither does Beidou or Zhongli, so he is just a bit of a, maybe he's a bit of a B tier character, to be honest with you. Like, he's just a decent support that just exists. And then Shenhe, again, like people say, oh yeah, Cryo, like, buffer, but the thing is that there's infinitely a lot more like niches for Shenhe. Like, you can use Ganyu, you can use Ayaka, you can even use Chongyun if you want. You know, you can use Risley. You know, there's a lot of characters that Shenhe works with, and there's not many that Guro works with. So that's why I'm going to put Shenhe to A. And also her damage, she also shreds cryo resistance as well as giving you the bonus. So she has a lot more versatility than Guro does. And then we move on to Yunjin. Yunjin, solid character, I think. Especially at C6, she works really, really well with Yoimiya. But again, it's only normal attack like damage, so really it's just Yoimiya that she works with. Maybe Child if you want. So for that, low A. C, actually no. B, she can go and B with Guro. You know, she's just there. And then Yaimiko, solid sub DPS character, I think. Definitely does decent damage. I like especially with Dendro when Dendro came out, she was actually alright with Dendro, to be fair, with like the quickness, like Hyper Bloom, not Hyper, but you know the stuff I'm on about. It's alright. She was alright, to be fair, and that's why she gets a low S. She was okay. I don't really know this man that well. I've never really seen an Ayato made in the flesh, but I know for a fact he can do decent damage. Definitely more than Zhao. Definitely, I don't know if more than Eula, to be fair. So, but he's just an okay damage dealer. Oh, and then also, you know, Yelan, one of those S+ characters. Definitely one of the best, like better than Xingqiu, as Xingqiu's an S+. So, you know, I'm gonna put her up there. Kuki Shinobu, if this was when she first came out, she would be C. But with Dendro and all that kind of stuff, actually not a bad sub support for that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna put her in the mid A. She's good. She's very, very solid even. I'm quite satisfied with her. And then Heizo, one of those just 4-star Animo DPS characters. Just low B, to be honest. You can do big damage with him, but you know, is what it is. Big T. Oh. It's basically a Dendro Ganyu if you want to deep it hard enough. I think solid, like mid A with Ayato. My preference for Ganyu is kind of showing here, but he is solid. He's very, very solid. Collei can get into C. I've never rated her. She's literally a Dendro Amber, if you think about it hard enough at the end of the day. And for that, I mean, you could even put her in D, but at least her damage is a bit higher than Amber, so Should have a low C. Dory. Where do I begin? I absolutely despise this character. I've never seen anyone use Dory. She can sit in, but she can also heal. So low B or high C. Let's go high C. Sino, my boy. Again, very very solid if you land the right combos. He's just another one of those S tier like DPS units. You know, he's just solid. Candice. I've never seen anyone use the Hydro Infusion with her, or anything to do with her. Can shield though, so she's better than Dory, but C tier. And then Nilo, good. She's good support, to be fair. Good support, but you need to be very, very specific with your team building though, to get it right. I think it's a low to mid S tier for me. Now, there is the S tier is looking pretty bloated, but we're just at that point now. There's a lot of good S tier units, but not many of the S plus like kind of stuff. So I feel like you can definitely get away with her being an S. Nahida, I feel like is one of those high S, low S plus units. I feel like she is very very useful to have on your account. She's very very good support. I think, you know, very very good, especially with reaction based stuff with Dendro. If you're running a bit of Dendro, I feel like she's probably one of the better Dendro reactors out there. So for that, I'm gonna give her an S plus. She's very very solid. Layla, oof, probably a B, to be honest with you. She can be very, very good, to be fair. I mean, to be fair, honestly, B is still quite good for a character. It's just that there's just so much going on. Wanderer, Scaramouche, Baby Girl, whatever you want to call them. Yeah, to be honest, he's a decent damage dealer. I'm gonna put him with Child, to be honest with you. And then Faruzan is an Animo buffer, which came out really only to buff Scaramouche. So let's be completely honest here. She can have a lower A. Alhaitham, it's just a better Kaching, to be honest. And to be honest, I know the Alhaitham fans will probably crucify me if I don't put him in S plus, but I've seen him do a lot of damage. I've seen him do more damage than Garnu for sure. So Alhaitham can go in there. Yao Yao, right. To be honest, after experience the other day, Yao Yao did just continue to heal my Hu Tao without my consent, so for that she deserves D. But to be completely honest, decent healer. Probably mid A. Don't know too much about her though, so yeah, sorry if it's kind of wrong. Daya, yeah. Her damage isn't very good, but her supportive capabilities are okay. So going there. Mika, get in the bin. No, but he's for real. He's actually a solid again. He's a solid physical damage buffer. So you can go with Rosaria. You know, not much use for physical, but it is what it is. Baiju, I didn't even know he came out, to be honest with you, until I saw him on the banner. So for that, he seemed alright. Sorry, I don't know anything about him. So if you're expecting a great theoretical tier list on Baiju, I'm gonna be honest, I forgot completely about him and the fact he's on this tier list. So S again. Well, I've put Shadow in A. Shadow can go into S. You can just sit with Glee for a little bit. Unless, to be honest. Okay, right, so I've done a VAR check on this. To be fair, Baiju is actually, turns out, he is fairly decent. He can go a Kokomi for now. Carver, he's alright, to be fair. Detonates Dendro Cores. Could be a solid, mid-B tier. You, forgot her name. I know her name's Kiara or something. Low A. Solid. Lyney, better than Garnu, to be fair. So you can have a high S, very, very good damage dealer. And then Lynette, alright support. Can go with Fremine. He's a baby boy, needs to be protected, but low B, I don't think he's that good. Nouvelette can do big damage. I quite like Nouvellettes. I think his application was pretty good. Can go in S. Risley, again, up there with Nouvellette, solid damage dealer. I think I'm going to put Nouvellette even higher. Not Nouvellette lower than Risley. I think Risley can go up there as well. Then honestly, Furina. Furina's one of those S plus supports. Probably one of the best in the game, to be honest. Can go up there. Charlotte can go with Fremine down here. And then Navia. I think, it's a bit early to say it, I think she's one of those S plus damage dealers. She has been insane so far. And then, but she's just really, really good. To be fair, I know people say, oh, but she's damage per screenshot. Yeah, but she changes how Geo works. And, you know, if you're changing how an entire, like, element works, I think you deserve an S plus. And then we got, Chevrolet, whatever her name is. We have the new lady, Club Retainer. We got gaming. Gaming can go in D tier just for existing, to be honest. But that's because I know my friend will be watching this far, and she'll be fuming. So I'm not actually gonna do it. But to be honest, I could probably rearrange this just a little bit, and I'll get back to you in a second. Okay, right, so I have updated it a little bit. So the main things I've noticed, I just literally just moved some of these DPSs in S that were quite, like, far in the middle. I moved them down a little bit. In fact, even you can go down a little bit, to be fair. I've moved down a bit, and I've moved, like, Zhao and Yoimiya down to A with some of the other 5 stars, because I just don't think they're that good in comparison. And even then, this looks really, really bloated. There probably could be room to move things down a bit further. But let me know down below how much you probably disagree with this list. Let me know. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, everyone. I'll see you guys in another video really soon. Have a good day, everyone.